so much for joining us on this week's edition, Tuesday's edition actually, on Morning Ride. And on behalf of board management and staff of Delta Broadcasting Service, I say welcome to our world of entertainment, information, and education. On behalf of the crew this morning, the presentation director from Lojoba, and of course my producer Faith Orogovo and Uche, who is the camera guy on duty this morning. My name is Ifi Osita Olonwa, welcoming you to a new day on television. And look at what I'm holding in my hand this morning. An apple. Okay. So today, it's not good to. I'm supposed to observe table manners, right? But pardon me, just for for today. All right. Today is National Apple Dumpling Day. So what I have here is an apple, the rare species of an apple. So National Apple Dumpling Day is celebrated on September 17, which happens to be today. And apple a day, they say, keeps the doctor away. But what does an apple dumpling a day do? It keeps you filled for the day. Now, in a country where apples are available, not in Nigeria, for instance, in America, you can just go to your garden, go to anywhere, and you see apple, you just pluck from the tree, just like we do with mangoes and oranges around us. So, but I know that apple is very expensive now, especially because we don't have it much. Not like we don't grow it in our country enough to, just like I mentioned earlier, mangoes, oranges, and the other fruits that we have in our communities, in our country. But if you go to America and other climes, you'll find apple in its quantity there. So an apple a day can actually work in that aspect. But regardless, we still see apple just like you're seeing on your screen. You can buy it. Yes, they are quite expensive now. Before now, they used to sell apple. The smallest apple you can buy for 15 naira when the economy was still breathing. But right now, you see those small green apples that you're seeing over there? You can buy it as high as 500 naira. The smaller ones you can get for 350. Then the red apples, the one I'm eating, you can get it for 500, 550, and so on. But then it is very important. Don't look at the prices of these apples. Get yourself some apple today. You can try various recipes of, maybe sometimes when I'm making my cereals, I put some slices of apple in it. So you can just try something out. Maybe you're not the type that is used to just taking one apple and then you bite it and finish it. You're not used to it. But see, I mentioned earlier that it's costly, but how about buying drugs from the hospital? You see, drugs are more expensive and they are not even sweet like an apple. So no matter how pricey you think that they are, an apple a day, they say, keeps you away from the hospital, from the doctor. All right, that's about that. That's about apple today, and we're going to talk about fruit earlier, or rather later in the day. In the course of this program, we'll have a guest that will be talking to us on why we should be eating fruit. Bring it into our daily consumption of food. Make it a habit to always eat fruit, at least a fruit once in a day. So we're getting set for that. But then today is also International Patient Safety Day. Yes, today is International Patient Safety Day. Complex multi-layered healthcare systems can sometimes stray from patient anxiety considerations. Now, thus, International Patient Safety Day observed on September 17 reminds us that patient safety is up to all of us, all relevant stakeholders in our healthcare process. Patients, the doctors, administrators, they need to work together to ensure the safe delivery of healthcare. So there's this word that is prevalent in our healthcare system, especially in Nigeria: negligence. Negligence. Over the weekend, I lost a friend to childbirth, and it was not the devil this time. It was caused by negligence. And so it is very important that as healthcare providers, we need to up our games in ensuring safety at all times. See, that patient that is entrusted in your care, you need to go the extra mile to making sure that that patient, leaves that hospital not as the patient anymore, but as an individual, as a human being that is whole and healthy. So we owe it to God, first of all, and then to humanity, to make sure that that vow, that oath of allegiance that you've sworn, you keep it. Keep it, and do your best, and leave the rest for God Almighty to handle. All right, on this note, I'll say thank you so much for choosing us this brand new day, and we'll take a quick break right now. When we come back, we'll go straight to the papers, flipping through the front pages of our papers and let's see what's trending this morning. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Malus domestica, also known as the apple, is an edible fruit cultivated for its numerous health benefits. Originating from Central Asia, its cultivation has spread to many parts of the world. With over 7,000 cultivar types, these different cultivars are bred for their various tastes and uses, including cooking, eating raw, and cider production. The apple fruit comes in various colors, amongst which are red, white, blue, black, green, yellow, and reddish white, all with different sizes, tastes, and seasonal harvesting. According to medical experts, this nutritious fruit offers multiple health benefits due to its nutrient-dense composition, such as fiber, carbohydrates, vitamins B1, B6, C, E, and K, potassium, copper, and trusted array of antioxidants. Not only is the apple nutritious, studies have linked apple consumption with reduced risk of cardiovascular diseases, which may be related to the cholesterol-lowering benefits to soluble fiber found in apples. According to the University of Illinois, soluble fiber helps prevent cholesterol buildup in the lining of blood vessels walls, thereby lowering the incidence of restricted blood flow in the arteries due to plaque buildup and heart disease. It also lowers blood pressure. According to Harvard Chan School of Public Health, the soluble and insoluble fiber found in the apple aids digestion and constipation. Its vitamin C content plays a major role in boosting the immune system, strengthening tissues, and helping to guard against environmental oxidative stress. A further study of people with type 2 diabetes, published in August 2016 in Experimental and Therapeutic Medicine, found that regular consumption of apple helped reduce insulin resistance and improved blood sugar and triglyceride levels. Apples can also reduce the risk of certain cancers, support healthy weight loss, help prevent Alzheimer's disease, promote healthy gut, fight asthma, boost brain and mental health, and promote healthy bones.
An apple all day keeps the doctor away. An apple all day keeps the doctor away. An apple all day keeps the doctor away. A-B-B-L-E, apple. Eat an apple today.
I do eat apple. Everybody like apple. So I eat apple just once in a while, but not like often. Since apple is a fruit, I think it has a vital nutritional value for the human system because it boosts the immune system.
Values of apple. I do eat apple first of all, and some of the contents of apples are magnesium, vitamin C, iron, so many things. It contains antioxidants, which is very good. The benefit of eating apple is that it helps to manage weight. It also helps with chronic diseases like cancer. It also helps and heart failure, so many things. Fruits are very, very helpful. So those are the major things that I know that apple. They are more. They contain more. They contain vitamin B. If I've not said that, and so many more. So apple and all fruits in general are very, very helpful. And it's good you always eat fruits.
Okay. Do you actually eat apple? Like, how often do you eat apple?
I don't really eat it often because it's expensive. Apple is expensive, and before you see those benefits, you need to be eating them on a regular basis. So it's very good you put apple if you are a fruit person. It's very good you put apple in your meal.
Apple boosts the immune system. It contains fiber and vitamin C.
It helps with digestion, helps for weight management, it helps for the brain development, and it's a fibrous food now, so it has fiber. So it helps for that's the one that helps for digestion and breakdown of your food, I think. That's it.
So eat apple when I'm done eating my afternoon lunch, so that it's very good for your digestive system, something like that. That's what I just know about apple.
It's an antioxidant, antioxidant. It just helps to fight cancer. That's it. Because when you eat apple every day, it keeps you very conductive. That's it. It's healthy, very, very healthy.
No wonder health experts recommend an apple a day for
All right, thank you so much, my presentation director for biology for that wonderful apple. I mentioned earlier that today is National Apple Dumpling Day. Forget the big grammar. What it means is that what we're saying is that you should eat an apple a day. Okay, an apple a day keeps you away from the doctors. But someone said that it's expensive. The drugs, you cannot get a drug now for 350. I think yeah, 350. That's the smallest apple, the amount of the smallest apple you can get. So which one? Just like they say, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Ignorance is more expensive. Drugs are more expensive. Okay, so don't look at the prices. Just grab an apple today and do yourself that favor. All right, away from the apple grappling, National Apple Dumpling Day, National Apple Day. Let's talk about, let's look at the papers this morning and see what is trending on the front pages of our dailies. We have The Punch, we have The Guardian, we have Vanguard, we have Daily Trust, Nigerian Tribune, Daily Independent, and Daily Times newspaper this morning. Okay, so let's talk about The Punch newspaper. Major headline on The Punch: petrol crisis threatens election as APC PDP set for showdown. That's Edo Governor poll. INEC transporters review election materials, personnel carriage contract, parties rejig last-minute strategies. Tinubu visits Borno, pledges support for flood victims. NLC Aburi-led NWC rejects new LP faction. Ogun landlord defiles tenant 14-year-old daughter. Page 4 has details of that story. And same NIN linkage, 65 million naira GSM lines risk disconnection. And we have on the front strip of The Punch, 950 naira per litre. Dangote petrol may justify more importation. Marketers, dealers, PMS, vessels arrives. Hypeman Petron demand transparency in pricing. We also have here flood sacked 404 million from Nigerian schools and others. US, or rather, under 18 candidate jam to limit interactions with applicants. Alright, you can grab a copy of The Punch newspaper this morning and get yourself first-hand information on what's happening. Let's go over to The Guardian. Yes, The Guardian newspaper is next. And on the front, yes, the major headline of The Guardian: concerns as fuel price hike, weak naira dampen inflation outlook. That's on the front page, or rather, the major headline on The Guardian. And we have fuel at 950 naira per litre. I like how the Guardian newspaper actually captures stories, and then they are telling us food prices, because it's not just the issue, and not just grappling or battling or the issue of fuel alone in the country. We're also talking about food prices. Yesterday I bought a pint bucket of beans for 10,000 naira, and you wonder, beans used to be very cheap in the country. I don't know what's happening. Beans is now more expensive than rice, So I mean, who would have thought that will happen, that will ever happen in the country? But it's happening in our time. So you have here rice. A bag of rice is now 95,000 naira. I don't know where they're getting the statistics or the figure from, but it depends. It's also dependent on the rice, the type of rice that you want to get as well. So the Guardian is telling us that at least approximately a bag of rice is being sold for 95,000 naira. Now guess what? Beans is 230,000 naira. What? Yes, I know that. A bag of beans is actually bigger than a bag of rice. But then, come on, 230,000 naira per bag. We also have yam. The smallest yam you can get now is 5,000 naira. Yeah. And then garinko, a bag of gari is being sold for 56,000 naira. Pepper, 100,000 naira. And bread, like a loaf of bread now, is being sold for 15, 16, 18. Sometimes you even get it for 2,000. That's the family size. So thank you, Guardian, for capturing it the way it is. This is how it is. And the fuel is 950 naira per litre, and they said it's in Lagos. They can get in Lagos. People in Borno State and other states, in Asaba, for instance, in Delta State, you're getting it for as high as 1,100 and something, sometimes 1,200 naira per litre. in Delta State, Asaba, precisely. Okay, we also have fake Medjugorje flood victims, moral relief operations at IDP camp. You see, sometimes I don't really blame our government for what's happening to us, because sometimes now we they do ourselves. How can you fake being you know, like people are faking that they're affected by flood, whereas they are not? Can you allow the people who are genuinely affected by the flood disaster that's happening in Medjugorje, you know, get the relief materials? Sometimes you will see that the people who are okay, that they give these materials to dispense, to share it, that the ones taking it and, you know, giving it out to themselves, within themselves. This is not good. Let's, you know, humanity, let's look at our environment and see how we can help, and not how we can just, everything is just, you know, anywhere beneath face. All right, mpox, that's monkeypox. No plan to impose travel restrictions on Africans, says US. No plan to impose travel restrictions on Africans, says US. We also have Abure's tenure as LP bars expired in June 2024. INEC insists. Obi, MRA lament harassment, erosion of democratic ideas. Outdated tech human errors expose Nigeria to 586,310 cyber threats. Review inevitable, says LASG, as parents kick against 300% hike in model colleges boarding fee. Gunmen kill 5 in fresh attack on Plateau community. We also have here NITI wants funds monitored, tracked as FAC shares 3.4 trillion naira in quarter 2 2024. Okay, away from the Guardian newspaper this morning, let's look at the Vanguard. Yes, the Vanguard newspaper. On the Vanguard, we have the major headline, Dangote Petrol. That's what's trending, actually. Dangote Petrol. Nigerians to pay 950 naira per liter, says NNPCL. I don't know what the rubber is about. NNPC is saying with another, from another side of the mouth, what you know, government, federal government is also talking about. Yes. Pump price now, Lagos 950, Abuja 992, Borno 1019 naira per liter. NNPC complete lifting 16.5 liters. We have not taken delivery of refineries petrol, says depot owners. So which should we believe? Another writer here says consumers should expect 1,200 naira per liter. This is not black market. This is like the pump price. This is from marketers. Now we also have sector requires increased transparency, says Darkman. That's what we need. That's all we just need, transparency. Who are we going to believe? Who are we going to hold accountable? Now Dangote is saying that whatever the information they put out there is misleading, and the federal government is saying Dangote, 75 die in Kaduna accident, Zamfara boat mishap. We also have flooding. Tinubu announces disaster relief fund. Ido Malud, fix Nigerian before it's too late, Khan tells leaders. The food prices, others ease pressure on August inflation rates of 32.15%. We also have here Okonjo-Iweala to seek second term as WTO DJ. Sports Minister commends young talent at National Youth Games happening in Asaba, Delta State. All right, so let's away from the Vanguard now. Let's go straight to Daily Trust newspaper. What are we looking at this morning on Daily Trust? Here the front, or rather the major headline on the Daily Trust, we have, despite 40 billion naira ecological fund, flood ravages states. Experts fear mismanagement of allocations. And we have 108 billion naira largesse for some governors. This is how, I like how Daily Trust captured it here. We have 25.07 billion naira. That's from January to December 2023. From January to May 2024, they disbursed, that's to the governors, 15.42 billion naira. Then the total amount they have disbursed so far to the governors for this kind of disaster management is 40.50 billion naira. Just so you know. Okay. All right. Away from that now, concerns as NIPO's reform initiative hits rock. And CBN urged to reduce interest rates as food inflation drops to 37.52%. Senator Barrow receives Kano governor's top aide, Sani Dembo, into APC from NMPP. We also have many Maulid celebrants killed in Kaduna road accident. That's so sad. Resident panic over earth tremor in Abuja community. We will support Mediguri flood victims, says Tinubu. Gunmen attack Anambra police station. Kill 2 officers. Alright. That's it on Daily Trust. Let's move now to the Nigerian Tribune. On the Nigerian Tribune, IPMA tackles NNPCL over petrol price template, says it's senseless to sell Dangote fuel higher than imported one. A corporation ready to sell at 950 naira per liter in Lagos, 1,050 naira in Medjugorje. I don't know what's up with the disparity in the pump price of petrol. We have bandits kill 3, kidnap pastor, many others in Kaduna. Again, gunmen kill 5 in Plateau community. Nigeria Tribune, 85 die in auto accident in Kaduna, rather 35, I beg your pardon. NIMET predicts 3-day thunderstorms rains from today. More donations for Borno flood victims as Tinubu visits, vows to fight climate change impact. IGP orders reconstruction of damaged police facilities. Nigeria's inflation rate declined to 32.15% in August. Polaris Bank announces new board appointment. No reversal of model colleges' new boarding fee. Lagos government insists. 4 days to Edo election. PDP APC supporters up the ante. Ehodala slams 20 billion naira suit on Oshomole over alleged defamatory comment on Planwell. Okay? We also have here federal government set to exploit $7 trillion Sahel market. Target $1.5 billion GDP through strategic initiatives by 2027. All right, let's move now to Daily Independent. On Daily Independent, Tinubu in Maiduguri pledges federal government support for flood victims, vows to tackle climate change, environmental issues differently. Monarch urges probe of flood and laments losses. My 8-point agenda linked to digital identity initiatives. This is coming in from our President Tinubu. National Identification Numbers Registration has 110 million. Federal, state, local government shared 3.47 trillion naira in Q2. And 4 die of acute diarrhea in Yobe. Mediguri flood. Ndume asks federal government to rescue trapped residents. The Polaris Bank makes board appointment, names Gidado chairman. Again, gunmen attacked police station in Anambra, killed 2 officers. Okonjo Iweala seeks second term as WTO Director General. Nigeria's inflation eases to 32.15% in August. Alright, again, gunmen attack police station in Anambra, killed 2 officers. Alright, let's look at, away from the Daily Independent now. Our next is the Daily Times, and that's going to be our last paper this morning. Daily Times, federal government to create disaster relief fund, says Tinubu. Pledges federal government support for Maiduguri flood victims. UN announces $6 million to support flood victims in Borno. WTO, Okonjo-Iweala to seek second term as DG. NIMET predicts 3-day thunderstorms rains from today, being Tuesday. The federal government to tap from 7 trillion naira per dollar, or rather $7 trillion global high-level market. Edo Guba, Ihodalo files 20 billion naira defamation suit against Oshomole. Reverse evil actions taken against our members, ASU tells Futo, other visitors. And lastly, Nigeria's inflation slows to 32.15% in August amid high food prices. Alright, that's it on the Daily Times newspaper this morning. I just hope that you've been able to, you can grab a copy, yes, and look at what's happening, what's trending this morning on our various tabloids. Okay, read a story of your interest. You can go through all the stories if you like, and just get abreast, so have first-hand information on what's trending this morning. And away from that as well, I like to highlight. Okay, that's on the Eid Malus celebration. I like to condole with the people who lost their life, the family of those who lost their lives in the road accident there in Kaduna State. That's really a sad event. We pray that Allah grants them eternal rest. Amen. All right, we take a quick break right now, and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
Microthymis nigeriensis is a winged adult termite. It is a eusocial insect with a typical colony in nymphs consisting of semi-matured young workers, soldiers, and the reproductive alates. The alates are the winged, fully developed adults of the termite that are commonly caught and consumed. This winged termite is known locally in various parts of Nigeria by different names such as Aku or Akumbe in Igbo, Shinsh or Kiye in Hausa, and Esusu in Yoruba. It is enjoyed in all parts of Nigeria, Africa, and South America, and is usually caught at the onset of the rainy season. Early in the rainy season, the alates fly off from their nets in large numbers in their nuptial flight. During the flight, pairs of male and female alates isolate themselves from others and fall to the ground. Their wings break off, and each pair goes its own way to form a nest in a suitable spot where they become potential kings and queens. During the flight, the insects are usually attracted to sources of illumination and are harvested by placing a bowl of water very close to light. According to a study on the evaluation of nutritional value of termites published in an international journal of food nutrition and safety, it was proven that the edible termite had a high percentage of protein, fat, potassium, sodium, magnesium, phosphorus, and calcium, with a relatively low percentage of copper, iron, zinc, manganese, selenium, and cobalt. It was also said to be rich in vitamins A and C. The flying edible termites can be roasted, fried, or even chewed raw, and are also used as a condiment in dishes. They can also be eaten as a snack. For those that eat the flying edible termite, having it is always a delightful treat.
We call it akumbe. in Igbo language. Eat anything, but it's best with palm wine because it's African food, it's natural. Best with if you take it with palm wine, you may forget your phone where you are taking it.
Definitely, I love it so much. Alright. I love it so much. The way I used to eat it, sometimes I bring it and I will fry it, and it's so sweet, so delicious. So I love it. In fact, I love it. If I want to eat it, I will bring something like stout. When I keep it by my side, then I collect small and put inside my mouth. Then I will drink my stout. You understand?
To fry it, then spice it with pepper and onions. Then protein your anyway. So it's more proteinous than meat. It's more nutritious than meat. So and basically you see it on rainy season.
Love it when you fry it, and it's very tasty. I love it so much. Nourish your body, make you look good and smart.
Take it home. There's the way you see that the what's called the feather. I think you don't use any other thing to fry it. Just pour it into a tree, a dry tree. Start turning, add salt, yes. Just turn it. In a while, you know it's dry. So you have the natural salt, and added to the small you have.
Maybe something like rice. Yes, on top of the way you fry it, serve it separate on the plate. Yes, when you serve your fried rice or children, then as you are taking it, it's very delicious. Taking it with a drink like coffee. Yeah.
Medical experts say the sodium found in the flying edible termite can, among other things, maintain plasma volume, sustain acid-base balance, help transmission of nerve impulses, and also help in normal cell formation. It can also reduce blood pressure and promote healthy bones and teeth due to its calcium content. Recent studies also suggest that in addition to its ecological importance, the flying edible termite is a great source of traditional medicines. Try adding it to your diet. Favor Cafe.
My people, una know say to chop plenty fruit and vegetable every time dey help person live long. You no go fit see anything when they give good nutrition when boku pass fruit and vegetable. Fruits and vegetables get plenty vitamins like vitamin A, B, C and E, and other minerals like magnesium, zinc, phosphorus, potassium and folic acid. You see, food when contain vegetables and fruit, they help lower blood pressure, reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke, prevent some kind cancer, help lower cholesterol level and blood pressure, remove yamayama from your system, protect you from digestion wahala and high problem, come make your skin dey shine muke muke. E good to eat fruits and vegetables every day, and if you even get blender, you fit blend different fruit when you like together to make sweet drink when oyibo dey call smoothie. Now the Delta State Committee of Food and Nutrition and Delta State Ministry of Information now bring una this message. My people, una know say to chop plenty fruit and vegetable every time dey help person live long. You no go fit see anything when they give good nutrition when you pass fruit and vegetable. Fruits and vegetables get plenty vitamins like vitamin A, B, C and E, and other minerals like magnesium, zinc, phosphorus, potassium and folic acid. You see, food when contain vegetables and fruit, they help lower blood pressure, reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke, prevent some kind cancer, help lower cholesterol level and blood pressure, remove yamayama from your system, protect you from digestion wahala and high problem, come make your skin dey shine muke muke. E good to eat fruits and vegetables every day, and if you even get blender, you fit blend different fruit when you like together to make sweet drink when oyibo dey call smoothie. Now the Delta State Committee of Food and Nutrition and Delta State Ministry of Information now bring una this message.
Let's go! No. Let's go. If we continue like this now, where we go end? Bros, calm down. I know say it be like say all of us the verse now, but more will not say any damage where we they cause now to our own state. And when we talk about our own state, we they talk about ourselves, about our family, our fathers and mothers, our wives, brothers and sisters, even our children. If we use our own hands scatter what we get as our own, now where we go call our own again?
Now truth it talk. After all, Governor Sheriff, he don't promise say go do more for their dance. Now wait make us come dey fight now.
When see our guy they talk so, it makes sense.
You see now. No be lie. We need peace today so that we go fit experience the more agenda. Meaningful development for all. But where there is no peace, there cannot be prosperity now. When they fight, they prosper. No need for the fight. Now peace and unity. Now we want.
It takes peace to experience more. Together in peace and unity, we will experience the more agenda. Brought to you by Delta State Ministry of Information.
That first news, that first kick, that first cry, and those first moments put baby to mother's breast right away. That first yellowish milk, colostrum, has the nutrients baby needs to grow healthy, strong, and sharp. Ask your health worker to put your baby to the breast within the first hour.
Start strong. Zero water exclusive breastfeeding for better future.
This message is from the Delta State Committee on Food and Nutrition and the Delta State Ministry of Information. My people, una know say to chop plenty fruit and vegetable every time dey help person live long. You no go fit see anything when they give good nutrition when boku pass fruit and vegetable. Fruits and vegetables get plenty vitamins like vitamin A, B, C, and E, and other minerals like magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, and folic acid. You see, food when contain vegetables and fruit, they help lower blood pressure, reduce the risk of heart disease and stroke, prevent some kind cancer, help lower cholesterol level and blood pressure, remove yamayama from your system, protect you from digestion wahala and high problem, come make your skin dey shine muke muke. E good to eat fruits and vegetables every day, and if you even get blender, you fit blend different fruit when you like together to make sweet drink when oyibo dey call smoothie. Now the Delta State Committee of Food and Nutrition and Delta State Ministry of Information now bring una this message.
right, and welcome back to the studio. And joining me as usual, we have Mrs. Abigail Worry, the mother of three, an author of the Godly Seed devotional book for children, and an advocate for godly parents. So I had to mention that mother of three is very important. You know why? Because I mean, being a mother is not a walk in the park. So good morning to you.
Good morning.
Chairman wife, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good to see you again, looking radiant as usual.
Same here.
All right, so last week we talked about, we asked the question, if it was okay for us as parents to apologize to our children or even to explain, you know, give them explanations as to why we asked them to kneel down or why we're, you know, punishing them for an offense that they committed. And we're able to drive home that conversation very smoothly. It sailed so well. And it also was impactful. Because I cannot lie.
I know you kept on sending me messages.
It was like eye-opening. It's not like that was not the first time I heard it, but you came with, in fact, the Holy Spirit spoke through you.
I came with the fire.
Yes.
And the fire consumed
Let me give you my testimony. Since that Tuesday till now, I've not beaten.
Glory.
I was managing not to yell. I passed. I was trying until, was it this morning or yesterday? Yesterday when I came back, and the whole house was almost in a mess. And I was releasing it, but it wasn't as
but you were
bad.
conscious.
I was conscious to, okay, you are shouting, bring it down. You're shouting, bring it down. And I'm working on myself. So 1 week has passed and I've not flown. I deserve an award.
It's working.
It's working. And
well done.
Somebody's clapping for me. Anyway,
I told you, once you have the understanding, it starts from there.
It goes to show that
most
it's
times
actually doable.
it looks as if it's very impossible. But once you have the mindset, your mindset is changed and you have a different perspective of it. And then it starts flowing. All right. And don't be too hard on yourself.
I'm not too
hard.
hard.
You just started the journey, right?
I'm not too hard, but it's even beneficial to me. Because when you scream, like your face will soon have wrinkles.
You understand?
Yes, I don't want to have wrinkles.
And imagine raising a child that will start screaming like you. And they don't only scream at home, they will scream in the office, scream everywhere they go.
That's right. So everybody, please, let's do this together. Let's do this. We can do it.
Yeah,
it's doable.
We can.
All right. Today we're shifting away from that conversation, and then we're going to do this one is like a series because it's not what we can exhaust in even 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. We're talking about work-life balance as parents, especially as mothers. But I don't want to be gender biased, so it's both ways. But we know, both of us know,
of course,
that the burden is more on the women, especially career women. Now, how do we build a successful home as parents amidst the pursuit of career growth and expansion? So this is a conversation that I love us to talk about because as a woman, I know how difficult it is most times. Sometimes you want to be a housewife, like you want to choose, but you know that you can't actually do that. But a part of you is saying, I wish I'm married to a Dangote. I'm using Dangote. I would have just stayed at home. I would have just stayed at home and just take care of these kids.
I know that
and I'll be saying, even though some people, even as Dangote's wives, they still want to go out and make careers and everything. But sometimes I feel like it's working for them because number one, they have the well to do. They can buy maids. They can literally buy maids, buy everything. Everything is at the beck and call, and they will still have time to cater for their children. Now, how do we balance? How do we strike that balance as someone who is just starting life? You are not the Dangote now. You are not the worries now. So you're just starting.
See that you are not putting me in the midst of.
You're just starting, and you want to balance. You want your husband to be happy with you as a woman. You want your children to be happy with you. You don't want to yell. You don't want to be a nagging wife, to be seen as a nagging wife. You want to give your best at at your workplace. You want to also develop your career. You want it to expand. And you want all of this. You want to also make money. And you want to sleep. How can you do these things? Put them together and still strike that balance.
Okay. All right. This is already an interesting conversation for me. Why? Apart from being an advocate for godly parenting, I am also a strong advocate for women getting active, being involved with society.
Okay.
Because when God created us as humans, God made the pronouncement of being fruitful, multiply, and dominate the earth. It wasn't for men alone. It was for every one of us. So the fact that you are a mother shouldn't restrict you to just parenting alone. You understand? So I also advocate that women should also do something for themselves, either build a business, or maybe a 9-to-5, you build your career, because the parenting is just for a while. You're not going to parent forever. And most especially if you started, for me, who started my parenting journey very early, at least by the time I'll be in my 40s, I know that my kids are all grown, they are already leaving the house, and what happens to me? You go back to that, a life of being lonely and all of that. So while we also look at the fact that it is necessary for us to put in so much effort, of course parenting is very demanding, and work itself is demanding as well. And that is why we are looking at the issue of, okay, how do we now strike a balance? Where do we come in to say, okay, let's make sure that one is not lagging behind, the parenting is not lagging, or your workplace, your parenting is not also affecting it. The truth is a lot. It's actually a lot to deal with. Because when you look at work, for instance, whether you're doing business is super demanding. When I started my parenting journey, I was first of all working in the bank.
Okay.
Yes, when I had my first baby, and even the second one, I was working in the bank. And at a point, I was working on Onisha. Yeah, out of Asaba, and it was really, really
then
hard.
There was no second
me.
Niger Bridge.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
It was really, really hard for me, and I didn't have a strong support system. I had to resign my job at that point in time. But it's not applicable to everybody to resign your job, because some people have very good support system. Maybe your mom can be around to help you, but I didn't have all of those opportunities for me to enjoy all that and also continue to build my career. And at the same time, for someone, like right from time, I've always been passionate about raising healthy children. And I know that for you to achieve that, you have to dedicate your time, you have to be there, I can't imagine going to work very early, maybe sometimes 6 a.m. And you come back 10 p.m. Sometimes 11 p.m. And then you have a lot.
You leave them when they are sleeping,
and then
you meet them while they are asleep.
Do you understand? And don't forget that in the midst of all this, your health as a person is also important. So when we talk about work-life balance, your health, you should also consider your health, your well-being as a human being. You have to put all of this into consideration, and that's what forms the balance that we're talking about. So you have to look for a way. You have to think about it. Okay, what can I let go? What can I sacrifice? What can I do to get things going? And at that point, yes, I have to let go of the job, and of course I had to check my balance. What am I going to lose? But there was nothing really much for me to lose
apart from money.
And it wasn't really. I was a contract staff.
Okay.
Then yes,
Okay,
not
so
like I was
wasn't
building.
Yeah.
Yes, of course I would have been able to move from being a contract staff to a professional staff.
Yes.
Yes, all of those they were all there for me. But then I also have to consider, like I said, my health was important for me, and also happy to raise godly children. And I didn't have a good support system as at then, so I had to resign. But having gone this far in on the journey of parenting, and now having to build certain things for myself right now, creating certain niche. Of course, I work also. I'm now realizing that there's always a way to go about it. You don't really have to quit your job because you also need it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you can always have to figure out ways to go about it.
But money is involved, isn't it?
You mean?
Yeah. So okay, tell me how.
Looking for ways
to make it, to balance it. balance
of course
it
you
out.
are working, so you should be able to use the money to make it up.
Okay.
Because if you are going to, for instance, you are going to hire a nanny, you are going to pay the nanny, right? And then maybe you want to start taking your child to the daycare system, all of those things. Of course you have to pay.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Sure.
So of course money is involved, but you have to start from where you know what you can afford. There are also affordable daycares out there. They are affordable. It's just for you to make inquiries and have your information. Then you'll be able to know how to go about these things. And I also say that people should also take advantage of the technology that we have. Yeah. Should take advantage, like some career women who will have to travel all the time. You see this balance thing is overrated.
Is it?
Yeah, it's overrated. But there are times that you are going to experience imbalance, because there is always that time in your career where you get so busy that you are going to experience an imbalance, and it's okay. Maybe what you just need to do is maybe to just get someone, maybe like a family member. Sometimes when it gets really bad for me, I can tell my mom to come over. I can call my sister to come. That's why you have families.
So what if you don't have them? Some people are born alone. They don't have parents.
Then you should have friends.
Hey.
Yes, they are friends. That's why the Bible said there's a friend that sticks closer than a brother, right? So you should, if you don't have a family, and you know that you can't do life alone.
That's right.
That's the truth. So if you know you don't have a family, then you should start building one already. Immediately you realize that I am here alone, no siblings, no parents, nobody, then you have to start building a family for yourself. There are friends who can even do these things better than families. Yes, you can have friends who will make sacrifices to take care of your children, or you can have people around you, even your church members, your colleagues, but you have to start building relationship with these people. And at some point, you also will have to make sacrifices for these people, so that you can also receive it back from them. I used to have this friend then. She was working with FMC at that point. She used to come and drop her son with me. The son stays from morning till night. He will take his bath, we do everything for him, and then the father comes to pick him late at night when the mom is back. Do you understand?
I do that for some people.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So there is always a way out.
Okay.
There is always a way out. Like, most times when I talk about these things, I will always say there is no peculiarity. We are all experiencing it in different way. Why you want to say that some people can get support from their families, just like you just mentioned, and some don't have support from their families. Some have support from their friends. Some have support from their church members. Some have support from their colleagues. So it's not a one size fits all thing. So but you know yourself. You should know where you will be able to get help, and then go for help. So for me, I know that getting help from family was really hard for me. After I had my third baby, even though I was not working, it was really hard for me getting to manage home alone. My husband is always busy and all of that. I have to hire a help.
Right.
That process was really hard for me, getting someone who is reliable. But because that's how I'm Christian, I have to start praying about it. I have to start praying about it. After one had come, it wasn't good. I had like a few of them came in. They were not reliable. I had to keep praying until God finally sent me my own. And she has been with me for like 2 years now.
Wow.
And you see all of these things I'm doing now, writing this book and doing all of these things I'm doing.
Time.
Yes.
For yourself.
So you must have a good support system.
Okay. For you to be able to strike a balance.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Another thing is that so another dimension of parenting, because there are some women or some parents that they have all the time in the world.
Okay.
So being able to be there and be there in the real sense is one conversation that I want us to also talk about.
Yeah.
Because I've seen parents, I've seen mothers who they're not pursuing any career. They're just okay with the way God created them. They don't want anything. They are not wearing makeup. They're not wearing nails. They don't care. you know, they just want to sit at home and look after their children, and that gives them job, and that is that. They cook, takes care of the home, no help, but they are okay. But you also notice that in bringing up their children, they don't even have a clue of how they you know, they need to go about it. And so at the end of the day, those children that you know, were parented by them, they're not turning out well, just because they don't have the clue. It's not because they are pursuing career. It's not because they are busy. They are there, but they are not really there in the real sense. So how can we now, you know, differentiate between those kind of parenting, and how can we balance it?
Okay, for parents who, mothers especially, this really happens with mothers, right? For parents that are not really working and they don't, for me, I would say you cannot, will not be able to give that child the proper upbringing. The child is going to lack in so many ways. And remember, I always mention this when it comes to parenting. Parenting is modeling. If you have daughters and you are a mother who is doing nothing, there is every tendency that you are going to raise someone like you who thinks it's okay to just be at home. Do you understand? I remember before I started writing my book, before I even got to my job, I was a stay-at-home mom after I left the bank, right? I was stay-at-home mom for a few years, 2-3 years or so. My daughter asked me a question one day. She was like, Daddy is so.
Who are you?
Who are you? What do you do? And in my mind, I was like, I'm a mommy.
Of course. It's a title.
Yes, it's a title, it's a role. And yes, we should all embrace it. Do you understand? We should all embrace it. And when it comes to the point where all you can do as a person or as a woman is to be a stay-at-home mom, it's fine as well. But don't stop there. Even while you are at home, being a stay, now we now have online businesses. You can start something from the comfort of your home. Even if you don't do business, you can start registering for courses, developing yourself, knowing that one day with time the whole parenting responsibility is going to reduce, and by then you have built yourself to a point where you can now face the society. Do you understand? So you should always make sure you are doing something, and in the midst of doing all of these things, you are also going to learn. Imagine just being a parent who is always staying at home. You know, going out, meeting people is an opportunity for you to learn.
That's right.
Do you understand? So it is also necessary for mothers, like I said, it's a very good role. Embrace it. If at that point in time you really don't have any other thing to do and it has to be just you parenting, it's okay. But then don't stay there, because your children will also, your daughter especially, if you have daughters or you have a daughter, she's going to look up to you. If you don't have it, even your sons. Even your sons.
They might want to now grow and tell their wife, see,
Mom, don't do anything.
My mom was always at home. So
that mentality started from there. You know, this mentality that
so why do you want to go to work? My mother never went to work. She didn't have a career yet. She raised us well. You know?
And you know, it's not really true that if you have a career going on, if you are a busy person, you are not going to raise children. That's
so
it's just a perception.
It's a myth. Now we'll be able to demystify this morning. Now let's go because since we started this conversation, it's been women, mothers, this, mothers, that. What about the men? Because we're talking about parenting. Now where is the parenting? It's both the men, the mother and the father.
Yes.
Because I didn't give my dad more now. So it takes two to tango.
Yeah.
How about the men? In their busy schedules, do you not think it's also okay? Because when we want to strike a balance in the home, because most times you see a woman suffering in the real sense. They are pursuing their career, they're taking care of the home front. It's because they don't have help. Now, before you go to the secondary help, secondary assistance, you have
a primary help,
which is your spouse.
Yes.
They should be able to assist. They can assist in the homework. They can even assist in school school run.
Yeah.
And that takes, that burden of that trying to, so it's 3 o'clock, I'm running home off that person. So doing it together, making men to be involved, like not just providing, just right before, oh, I'm busy, I'm attending this, I'm attending that. What do you think they can do for those? Because for a mother, you mentioned that even if you're not there, you can have a CCTV camera at home to monitor your children. That's your monitoring, you're working, you're pursuing your career, but you're also there. So you're present. And you can also hire a nanny to take care of the kids, making efforts, practical efforts. So how about the men? What do you think they can also do to augment our efforts?
Not going to lie. For women, most times when we work, it's not basically to provide the basic needs of the family, right?
You're not a rich.
Do you understand? You are just working you're just supporting. And most times when you see a lot of women working, it's not from a place of providing for the home. It's just like I have to start doing something, building a career, all of that. That is what is about most women. Though I'm not disputing the fact that there are also women who are like the breadwinner of their home, who are taking care of everything, providing for the home. At the same time, they are also parenting and all of that. Kudos to them. Well done to those women. You understand? But at the same time, you also have parents where you see that the man is the one who provides for the home, and maybe his job is very demanding. I'm not saying that such a parent should not be involved in the parenting, and that is where we're talking about balance right now, because you are also part of these children. You cannot totally exempt yourself and say, oh, this job is just for the woman. No, that's wrong. You are actually supposed to be a support system. I always say, no matter how busy your work schedule is, there are also times that you are free. You can be there to support. And when you are not free, when it seems like there is a lot to do in the office, your wife and your children will also understand that at this point in time you are busy. So you cannot always be busy. Just like I said, even for women that are very busy pursuing their career, there are also times that there is like an imbalance. Do you understand? Where you now need to contact a support system outside to now come and help you. So for men, I also feel there are times that you are free to help. There are men who their job is not really that demanding. They can also be there to help with the little stuff that you just mentioned. The school run, the what's it called? Other things that they can actually do to
helping with homework.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So all of those things men should consider coming into the parenting so that it will become easier for women, because I think why the whole workload is on women is they get to do everything. When I mean everything, but that is not how it is. When they say parents, we are together. We are supposed to parent these children together. But I think our men, to an extent, they are beginning to understand. And like I said, all of these things, they happened before now. That was how we were raised. Even most of our parents, the men were not involved. It has always been the women doing everything, and they grew up with that mentality that, oh, when it comes to taking care of the children, just women. You understand? So it will take them some time to now understand their place in parenting. At least there are so many things that are being discussed in that aspect now, where the daughters now feel like, oh, there's the absence of the father figure, which is the man in her life, and when she grows to an extent, she goes out, and if any man just tells her, I love it, it sounds very, oh, I have never heard this before, it's intoxicating, and then they fall into wrong hands. But if they have their dad there, always telling them that, always giving them a hug, always giving them, you just realize that if they grew up with these things, and if a man is coming to give them a hug or wants to tell them I love you, you'll be like, it's not new, it's not new. I have always experienced this from. Do you understand? So, in as much as we understand the fact that the economy is not really funny, you have to do a lot to be able to provide spend quality time with their family, bond with their family. Because like I always say, parenting is just very right. It's just
You
very
think
right.
so?
Yes.
For mothers, it's not like that. You parents, when they go to boarding house, you know, there. When they now, you know,
The major
get
parenting,
married.
the major parenting where you have to be fully involved is just from that the time the child was given birth to probably maybe some of them that will not go to boarding school. At least if you have a child maybe from between 15, 16, they are already in university. Do you understand? So once they are already in university, there's nothing much
But
to
Jam
parent
is saying,
anymore.
Jam is saying that you must be up to 18 before you write Jam.
Okay, let's even say
It's the new law now.
Yes, okay, let's even say till 18. So once your child is 18, you are just going to spend good 18 years with your child. Out of it, how many years your child is going to be with you or you're going to be with your child. Do you understand?
So those 18 years, we need to be very
we need to make
count.
a lot of sacrifices.
So there's no time again. I want to also talk about, because we know that we're trying to strike a balance, but we also know that we have single mothers, single fathers. Even though we don't talk about them, we have single fathers. Yes, of course we do. And I can imagine their struggle. Someone watching and like, okay, you want a man to cover every spot about me. You know.
Yeah.
And those studies have shown, or research have shown that, but I want to believe it's a myth. I don't even want to even think that it's a fact that children who are trained or raised by single mothers, don't really make it fine. Like, I want to believe it's a myth. It can't be a fact. Because I know, that's why I'm talking about parents who are there, but they're not really there. They're absent-minded. They can be a single mother who is very intentional, right? They're intentional. So regardless of the fact that their spouses are not available, whether it's by their own making or their choice, they are still trying to give in their best. They know what to do per time. They know how to raise that child. So in raising, I don't want us to be discriminatory, because I mean, a mother can raise a child well, a father can. And both of them, when they join hands together, they can do it better, if not the best.
Yeah.
That's my own opinion, but I want you to cap it off.
Okay, so for single parents, normally for mothers, there is, I was listening to a woman a few days ago and she said something. She said, as a single parent who is a woman, don't make sure you have a father figure. Make sure you get a father figure for your child. Don't leave that space. Yes, you are going to do a good job of raising that child, of providing, of doing everything, fine. But there are also things that child will also lack. Do you understand? Just like I mentioned, that fathers should try to be there for their daughters and all of those things. And even not just their daughters alone, your son is also watching you. See that you are not involved in the home. So they grow up tomorrow with that mentality of thinking that, oh, all the father does is work, bring money, and he's up, you know. And you know, most times our children also want to be with their fathers. So if you are a single mother,
especially the girls,
if you are a single mother, if you are a single mother, you must try to get a father figure for your child or your children.
A single father.
If you are a single father, of course you get a mother figure for your child. Most times it's always easier because those single fathers, maybe they will take the children to their mom or some persons that will take care of them. But for women especially, that's why I am capitalizing. I'm more particular with single parents who are women. Doing it alone